Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Bill, and this is Trying to Stand, where I try to discover new artists and see what I missed out on living under a rock all this time. This week, I am starting a journey to try to stand Lorde. It is spooky season upon us, and I wanted to theme this October around the hot topic vibes and aesthetics. I don't know how else to describe that, right? Lorde fits this. I'm not crazy. All I know about Lorde is from the South Park episode where they included Lorde, and she was all for it because of its very pros-transgendered message. So I appreciate that about her. Like, she's open-minded, has a good sense of humor. That's cool. That's all I know. Nailed it. On Fridays, I'm doing Trying to Scare, so if you're into more spooky stuff, I'm dropping that. But yeah, let's get into it. Lorde. We're starting with Royals, the Us version. So this was in the Jordan Peele thriller that came out earlier this year. What does it mean by US version? Is it like Philosopher's Stone versus Sorcerer's Stone? Like they just update the slang? Anyway, this is Royals. Okay, storm over the suburb.
And I'm not proud of my address.
Ooh.
Fantasy.
Damn, hi. She's just staring at me. Oh, damn.
And we'll never be royal.
Ooh.
You can call me Queen Bee. And baby,
How did you get away with saying you can call me Queen Bee?
let me live that fantasy.
Damn. That was super cool. Her voice is super low, and it was very breathy and had a very floaty kind of quality to it, which I feel like plays really well into this idea of the facade of like the fantasy from pop culture. Because it talks about like, oh, like songs are about this, and we only dream about, you know, driving Cadillacs and making it. And she even says, call me Queen Bee in your fantasies. You know, she's sitting there doing music, dreaming of being a Beyonce. Like, just let me have this fantasy. Just attacking unrealistic expectations from media. We will never be royals, like we'll never be in that 1%. But it's not about giving up, we'll never be royals. It's about like fighting for your place, fighting for what you want. Like it had a very strong presence, push back, but it wasn't aggressive. It was like that kind of strength. Like it's one thing to like deflect and like fight against, and it's another thing to deflect and just keep going. Like it felt very much like blinders being up, if that makes any sense at all. Let me pull up the lyrics. Yeah, I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. Like she's not rich, she doesn't know this life, but every song is always telling her about drinking and luxury and all these crazy stories and parties and things. You know, we're just daydreaming about more simple, lavish things. I think it's her take on pop culture. It's her take on music and media. But there was something about it that was just so, like, not callous, but calculated. Like, this is just a fact for her. She's giving you a direct point of view. That's why she's staring you down in the camera that whole time, and she's blinking on beat. Which, yes, I personally find very unsettling as someone who has a lot of trouble with eye contact. It's gonna be a little weird for me. The eyes are the windows to one's soul, as they say, and she's letting you into her point of view, her perception of media and reality. And I mean, she's not wrong. I think that's a very interesting and bold kind of thesis, because this was like her first big one, right? Yeah, that's a really powerful way to introduce yourself to the world. And I loved it too because it had such a very intense pulse, if that makes sense. It didn't pick up in speed, there was no dropping bass, there was no power note chorus. It was all very, you know, this is just what I see. Like there was no time to fight and break the system. It was just, this system's broken and I have a dream of doing my version of it. Let me do my version of this. Yeah, I really liked that, and I don't know why, I really love like low, breathy vocal qualities. We've learned that from Lana Del Rey, we've learned that from Marina. Like, I really like that. Ooh. Wow, am I really 6 years too late on this? 2013?
Yep.
Gosh, that was when I was like barely listening to anything outside of my comfort zone. Like I was just on my one playlist on Spotify going to and from work. That was it. Or rehearsal or school. Anyway, 6 years later, and here we are. Y'all hear about this artist, Lorde? Next we have Team, or if this was backwards, Meet. I'm stupid. All right. Wow. Something bad happened.
I'm kinda over getting told to throw my hands up in the air.
Yes.
I'm kinda older than I was when I rebelled without a care.
Oh, I like that lyric.
Silver palace within my dream.
Oh, what are they doing?
And you know,
Ah, what happened to his eyes? That was interesting. It's like she has a bone to pick with just pop culture in general. It's interesting like how she's tackling it because it's with a purpose. She's not without reason. I'm sick of being told to put my hands in the air like I just don't care, or throw my hands up in the air. Like she's sick of fluff. We live in cities that you won't see on the movie screen. What is it? We live in cities you'll never see on screen. Like just a reminder, but also like calling it all out. Like there's more to the world than just like the 5 major cities. Like there's more to the world. There's more to people in life and existence. And I find it really interesting that somebody who became so popular, this is kind of her thesis statement. This is all still the same album, right? Her work isn't about Los Angeles, New York, like not a major city, not a major area. I think. I could be wrong. Does she write her own stuff? I think she would. It's kind of inspiring when you think about it because it's wanting music out there that depicts what you see and how you feel and then making that and then sharing it with others. Like now with that in mind, like it makes so much sense to have then a chorus of people sounding off behind her. It's for and about other people. And again, that reminder, we're on the same team. We will never be royals. It's a lot of general statements. It's all encompassing. It's we, not I will never be a royal. I came from this place. I see these things. I want release. It's we. It's the cities. It's the people. It's plural. It's you and me. It's her and us. And so it makes sense to then have the chorus in there, which also sounds great. It's weird. Like it's so soothing, but then the subject material makes me like amp up. But it sounds so soothing. It's calming. It's almost like reassurance that you're not alone, but there's still a problem here. Like I'm really enjoying it. Like she's giving me a lot of flavors musically, which I know makes no sense. Craters in their skin like the moon, you know, dancing around the lies we tell. Like, yeah, it's about like this false reality we give to younger people and what she sees. It's interesting. I really like it. I feel like she taking a strong stance. After we've talked about what we're not, let's talk about what we are. But it's still under that same vein of the part of existence that she sees. I really like that. And just as I thought I could relate to Lorde, we have tennis court. I hate tennis. We got free lessons at our community gym growing up. I hated every minute of it, even though they gave me candy. It's because I smashed my fingers in my mom's old minivan, and I hated it. It's a damn shame. That was stupid. Anyway, this is tennis court.
don't you think that it's boring how
Whoa, hello.
dog?
Wah! She's got like that waxy Tim Burton skin.
How can I fuck with the fun again when I'm knowing?
Ooh. Like I'm waiting for like a jump scare. It's unnerving. It's also very mesmerizing. I'm sorry I didn't move a lot. It felt like she was getting prepped for like her tour or for like her music to take off, but it was weird. It was still that same shot from Royals, like the same angle, but now she's a little more made up, more jewelry and like nicer clothes. Her hair's done. Things are gonna be different, but I'm still gonna be the same. But there was also the distortion that kept kicking in. Having these songs before that are fighting against pop culture, is it a warning that she's joining it? Is it a fear of joining it? She's talking about flying away. She's talking about traveling. Let's talk about this. Like, let's address that. Like saying goodbye. Yeah, getting pumped up from the little bright things I bought, but I know they'll never own me. Yeah, it's a new art form showing people how little we care. Like I think she's still trying to, while being successful, still aim the mirror at those who are successful. Like I think it's letting you know that she's not going to be different. It's interesting. Take me down to the tennis court. Like that's a very specific thing. Like that's not to my knowledge, that's not a phrase. It sounds very personal picking such a specific location for this let's go down and have the talk. The part that gets me the most is baby, be the class clown, I'll be the beauty queen in tears. Keep laughing at what's happening. I'll be up here looking beautiful and done up, and unhappy. Maybe she's afraid of fame ruining her. And yeah, like the hypocrisy of everything she's written her music about, she's becoming a pop star. Like her music is getting out there. Maybe it's her worrying about the hypocrisy of it. That's super interesting. And watch from your window. We won't be going with her, so to speak. The video is spooky as hell because it's just her just staring you down. But again, it feels like that's when you know, because it wasn't like that in Team when she was talking about what she sees. In Royals and in Tennis Court, she's doing that dead-on shot where she's staring at you and blinking on beat. Maybe that's when that's her letting you know, like, this is a more personal message, or this is a more personal moment or lyric or through line. I really like that. It's like those little things and like making sure that it stays so personal. I really like that. Holy crap. That's something you never really do think of. And that's gotta be something to juggle, you know, counting your pennies on the train to get on this plane. You're going around the entire world singing your music. And again, it doesn't feel like she's complaining. She's not like, oh man, it's time for me to hate being famous. She's like, I'm getting famous writing about how I don't agree with people who are famous. What do I do now? It's interesting. It really is. And I feel like by still inviting you into these thoughts and these worries, like she's preserving that bridge. She's not burning that connection between her music and you. There's just a lot of honesty there. Crap. Now I'm over here. Feel free to laugh. Feel free to point out that hypocrisy. That was a lot of talking. Next song. Now we've jumped forward 4 years. This is a 2017 bop, Homemade Dynamite. Let's see what she's gone through.
Behave abnormally.
Ooh.
Get your friend to drive, but he can hardly see.
Yeah, don't drink and drive, kids.
Broken glass sparkling. I guess we're partying.
Oh, oh, damn.
Now you know it's really gonna blow.
It's about being stupid. Like doing something stupid, like a dumb mistake or being negligent. It's an anti-party song. Okay, well she didn't stop being provocative. Huh. So it was very much like I can't tell if this is about hooking up and banging and like blowing shit up with homemade dynamite, as in like we're being like hazardous, like this could be dangerous, because it's like I'm gonna be myself, like be yourself as well. Or is it an anti-party song? That's so tricky, because like part of me is like, oh, this is like the hazards of like drinking and driving and the hazards of doing something reckless or dangerous, but then it keeps going back and forth between that and this party and this person that she's talking to. So the risks and hazards of being in a relationship, or testing the boundaries, or being yourself with someone you don't know and putting yourself out there? Or is it the hazards of like drinking and partying in general? You know what I mean? Like, is it like which part is the metaphor? Is the relationship the metaphor or the party? Because I feel like both very much fit the hazards of opening yourself up, but she's so forward about it. She's so upfront. And it could be someone that she relates to very much, that she's meeting in this industry and in this life and in this world. But it could also be actually about like the hazards of these parties in this like drinking world that she's now a part of, and like the dangers there in it, like being negligent and stupid, like again blowing stuff up with homemade dynamite, like you're playing with explosives, and like it's not rocket science with homemade dynamite, it's just blowing stuff up. I picture young recklessness, and I wonder if that's what it's about. But it could be about like the hazards and like being young and reckless at a party, or being young and reckless with love and relationships. But it's like, I guess we're partying. Like, is that a revelation? Or is that a fear? That's super interesting, because like it sounds so cautionary. Like there's something to be worried about here. Like broken glass sparkling. It's hazardous things, it's dangerous things, it's things to be cautious of, aware of. But her defenses are down. She's at the party, she's talking to the person, she's being herself. So that's super interesting. And it took me to this place of like love and connection, and how like dangerous that is, but it's like how careless we are with that, or how careless she is with that, at least. Being drunk on love, like being like love drunk, and then turning to someone else who's like in their own fantasies and romantic nonsense happily ever afters and being like, is this the right thing to do? Yes, kiss him in the rain. Like asking other people who are affected in this mindset and world and culture for opinions on something that they have succumbed to as well. But then also you could say the same thing about if it's about partying. I think it's just about both. I think it's just an underlying concept of wanting to partake and enjoy yourself, knowing full well the risks and hazards, not wanting to commit you to either. It's very cautionary on both fronts about like whether you take it as the party is a party and it's dangerous to be drinking, or it's a relationship can be dangerous because you could get hurt, especially when you're so much yourself up front. That's so crazy. That's what I love so much about her music so far is I can discern so many different themes and meanings, and it keeps coming, and like it keeps hitting you in different places of your palette, different places of my mind. Her music is so cool. It had like an oddly calming feeling to it though, despite being about so many hazards and warnings and precaution, at least for me. That moment of indulgence, but you know, still being grounded, still being aware of what she's saying and wanting to still illustrate that these things can be dangerous. But yeah, there's also warnings in here too, like it's really gonna blow. Like this could, like it could be both. Like it could be having a good time, but like I think also it's like this could really go to hell. But like being okay with that, like accepting that part of life, like knowing that you're taking the risks when you seek the reward. That one, I can't explain it. It just sat so nicely with me, like the sound of it. All right, this is Lorde's Green Light, which came out almost on my birthday.
I do my makeup in.
Whoa. Hey.
I know about what you did and I wanna scream the truth.
Oh no. Who hurt Lorde? No, who hurt her?
But I hear sounds in my mind.
Yeah, you keep going out. You get over him. Them. Hell yeah! I really like that shot where you can see her sneakers. Yes! Holy damn, I got sucked into that hard. Man, whoever that song's about, you. Holy shit. Honest, raw, direct, wanting to get over him, waiting for that part of her life where she can finally, like, instead of standing there waiting for the light to turn. Good metaphor too. Holy crap. And I loved, again, like there's a moment like she's dancing, moving down the street rather. At one point you can see the camera keeps going while she stops and you can see her sneakers. A moment of exposure, like adding to, again, more of the honesty where it's like pulling out and it's like, this is real. This is what she's doing. This is what she's feeling. Exposing more of it. I really liked that. Like, oh my God. It's so colorful and expressive. Instantly like pulling from like, well, you gave me more things to write about. Like, you. That's awesome. Also my waking nightmare. It wasn't even focused on the anger at him. Like it was there, but it felt very over it. It was just the frustration of like, all right, time to get over this, time to move past. I can't wait to be done with this. I want my things out of there. I don't want to think about you, but I'm going to. It's going to happen. And ooh, again, like you've given me so much like to work with, to paint with, to illustrate with. Thanks, I get to Adele all over my next album now. Like what an amazing way to tackle that. It's so giving of herself and her experience and what she sees and what she feels, and the focus not being on a place of anger and negativity, almost like a self-directed feeling of like, I can't wait to move past this, but also not about rushing to move past it. When I'm ready, I can't wait to be ready to move on. For the green light, for the signal that it's time to go. I loved that. Holy damn. I think that also speaks a lot about an artist and where their mindset is at on how they illustrate hardships and breakups. But it's also so giving for others too. It's that encouragement of like, yeah, wait for your green light. Get excited for that point of your phase of this change, hardship, breakup, what have you. That was so much all at once, and it all just felt positive and encouragement. It's adding something to the world, and I think that's what she wants to do. She wants to add and contribute. She doesn't want to distract and disengage. She wants to engage you and help you move forward. That was dope. That was banging. crap, I really like her vibe. Like, I'm liking a lot of the stuff she does musically. Like, I loved how sort of off-kilter the transition was at the beginning when it's like, oh, this is hard, this sucks, and then like, well, wait a minute, you screwed me over, you suck. That shift musically, like you could feel the tempo kind of like catch itself and move itself forward into this other train of thought. It feels like someone speaking to you, illustrating something to you. There's a contribution, a connection wanting to be made between you and this woman who's so open and honest and stares you down through the camera lens to talk to you directly, or as directly as she can. I respect the hell out of her. More than I already did. Y'all hear about this new artist, Lorde? I think she's gonna be a hit. Look for her in 2013. I really like her stuff so far. Then there's a song about how she hates dudes with beanies and beards and glasses that talk about music on the internet. And I think I'd still like her after that. I'm pretty sure she'd have some good points. But yeah, there you guys go. That's me talking about Lorde. That's me trying to stan Lorde. I really liked what I listened to so far. But what did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like the video if you did. Subscribe if you want more. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching, liking, subscribing. I appreciate each and every one of you. What are some other artists you want to see me do? Let me know down there below. Other Lorde songs you want me to listen to. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you who are interested in horror stuff, I will see you this weekend with Trying to Scare. For those of you who aren't, I will see you next week with more Trying to Stand. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm going live at some point. If I figure out when it is, I'm going to put the dates right here.